Live from the KWQC Broadcast Center in downtown Davenport with Morgan Otier and Kyle Keel. This is Quad Cities Live.
Today on QCL, supporting the Arconic Junior Bigs, how Quad City Bank and Trust is helping promote healthy habits to students at One Davenport Elementary School. Do you have too much or too little in your wallet? Our financial contributor Heidi Hooskamp Collins is in studio with the do's and don'ts of your wallet. And later, if you haven't been to the Putnam Museum and Science Center in a while, you may want to plan a trip soon. We'll talk about some of the exhibits, what's new, and get the details on a recent dinosaur discovery trip. Good afternoon. You're watching Quad Cities Live. It is Tuesday, July 22nd. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Kyle Keel. Morgan is off this afternoon. Well, I'd like to give a special shout out to the Girl Scout Troop 4276 from John F. Kennedy Catholic School in Davenport. They're in studio with us today, touring the station and getting a behind the scenes look at how TV works. And they're going to watch the show from our kitchen here throughout the hour. So girls, thank you for being here. And they've been a fun time here over the last hour or so. Well, of course, big week here in the Quad Cities. It's Bix Week, and this year marks the 50th anniversary of the race, of course, 51st running. It was July 26th, 1975. 84 runners took the streets of Davenport for the first 7-mile road race, and at that time, it coincided with the Big Spider Beck Memorial Jazz Festival. Since then, it's grown to thousands of runners, volunteers, and spectators taking part in this Quad Cities tradition. Big 7 race director Michelle Juring joins us now with a roundup of all the excitement happening this week. Michelle, I know you're very, very busy. So thank you so much for taking a little bit of time to talk with us.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So, we were talking before the show, 2019, when you put it into perspective, it seems like a long time ago, 2019, 2020, but you've been race director for several years now. So what is it like to be able to take on this Quad City legacy?
Oh my goodness, it's been 6 years. This is year 6. Every year has been just a little bit different.
Sure.
It is still an honor. It is still a privilege, and I'm humbled to have a front row seat to this amazing community event. More than just a race.
Definitely more than just a race. Like I said, a legacy. I mean, this is tradition for many Quad Cityans, myself included. And new traditions have started up since the time that you've taken over. Of course, we've got the Senior Bix happening tonight.
Absolutely.
Second annual. I mean, this was a big hit last year.
It was. You have to be age 50 and older.
Yeah.
We didn't know what to expect. Over 1,100 people signed up. Yes, we have surpassed that number.
You have.
And we still have a few hours to go before we get started.
All right, so if you're watching, you're 50 years old or older.
Come on out.
Go out there because it's, what, a 1 or 2 mile?
1 or 2 mile walk or run. And you know what, if you're like, I don't know, if it might be too hot, come out anyways. We've got live music from Crooked Cactus. It's just a big party.
It certainly is. So it's still time to sign up.
Absolutely.
Even though we're just a couple hours away.
Big7.com.
Big7.com.
Get out your phones.
Yes, get out your phones because that's the place to be for everything Bix related. So obviously, we talked yesterday to Scott Nauman about the volunteering.
Isn't he something?
He's something. He's
yes.
Fantastic. He loves the Bix and he loves volunteering and he loves promoting the volunteering because you don't know what you're getting yourself into, but it's always a good time, and you feel good. Just to be part of the energy in Davenport. I mean, this takes thousands of people to get this thing running each and every year.
4,000. I order 4,000 T-shirts.
4,000 T-shirts.
And they are gone at the end of the year.
They're gone at the end of the year. And there's still time to sign up for volunteering.
Yes.
Okay.
Would love to have a couple extra hands help us get through race week.
Okay, so talk about some of the things that are needed as far as volunteer-wise.
We've got tonight Senior Bix. You can still come out and help. It's a little bit warm, so we're going to have some extra water stops out there. We've got the Brady Street Sprints on Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
That's a fun one. Friday morning, we've got the John Deere Shakeout Run over in Moline.
Oh, yeah.
On Friday, 6 p.m., we've got the Arconic Junior Bix.
That's always a fun one.
That is a fun one as well, right?
Yeah.
And then Saturday morning, the Quad City Times Bix 7 and the Prairie Farm Quick Bix.
Yeah, you got the Quick Bix as well. So if you're not ready to maybe take on the 7 miles, because it is it's a tough course, but if you want to do the Quick Bix, that's a good option as well. So also we want to mention that for those of you who maybe have family and friends running, you've got a gathering place for them after the race.
We do. We have something for everyone.
Yeah.
It is a party. Something for everyone. Whether you have folks or friends running in the race or walking or just want to come out, 4th Street, we have the Friends and Family Gathering Area. It's free. We've got live music, food trucks. Hang out there. We've got some exciting things going on. When that is done, you can go on down to 2nd Street.
Okay.
Victory Lane, otherwise known as Motor Row.
Yes.
Downtown Davenport Partnership has some great fun going on. Family fun. It's a great week and weekend here in the Quad Cities.
Yes, and then more importantly, this is all free as well to the public, so a lot of people can come down. So what's this been like to take on this race over the last few years? Obviously, you had some challenges, with COVID that threw us all for a loop, but you've really made a good comeback here over the last several years, getting people into downtown.
Well, I appreciate that, but it is not me. I consider myself a servant of the race,
Sure.
and I get to work along some incredible volunteers and
Yes.
people working hard, businesses that support us, putting this event on. It has been delightful. We're talking about the Bix Buzz. It is in the air right
Bix
now.
Buzz, it certainly is.
It
certainly is. There's a lot of excitement. I love it. This will be my 14th year running, and really the fun starts with obviously all the events leading up to it. But we've got the expo coming up here
Yes.
Thursday and Friday. So
Yes.
if you've not been, it's more than just getting your race bib and your packet and your poster and all that stuff. I mean, this is where the running community needs to be.
It is. It's kind of like the reunion before the reunion on the streets, right? It's free. There's air conditioning.
Yes.
Lots to see. Come on down. Bill and Joan will be signing autographs Friday at
yes.
5 p.m. And we'll have our 50th book on sale as well.
Yes, your 50th book as well. So what all is that going to entail? Just a history of the Bix itself?
We have pictures from all 50 years, as well as a real big chunk from last year. Don Doxey wrote some really neat stories. It's just $15, available at the expo.
There you go. So remind us all again when the expo is. It starts Thursday, correct? Okay.
5 to 9.
Okay.
Friday, 9 to 8. Still plenty of time.
Yeah, all right. And still plenty of time to sign up for the actual race as well.
Absolutely.
So can we sign up at the expo?
You sure can.
All right. There you go. How many runners are we expecting this year, you think?
A lot.
A lot. Hey, we'll go with that. We'll go with a lot. That's for
Yes,
sure.
it is ready, set, go time.
It is ready, set, go
We're
time.
good.
So if you've got someone who's on the fence, okay, I want to do the Bix. I mean, that was me several years ago. I was like, I want to do the Bix, but I just don't know if I can do it. What would you say to someone who's like me?
Give it a try. It is more than just a race. It is about community. It's about making friends. You can run it, you can walk it. 7 miles or 2, we have a race for you.
I love it. 7 miles or 2, a race for you. That's a good way to put it. So the 51st running of the Quad City Times Bix 7 is happening this Saturday, and there's still time to sign up, as Michelle said.
Yes.
Everything you need to know, Bix7.com. That's where you can get a look at all the different events happening. The Senior Bix tonight. We've got the Junior Bix coming up, and obviously the Brady Street Sprints. Those are happening here coming up this Thursday, which you can watch right here on KWQC TV6. And of course, we broadcast the entire Bix 7 race on Saturday as well. That is a tradition in itself here at the TV station. Michelle, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, and we look forward to running the hills, at least I do, coming up here.
Thank you.
Into Saturday.
Good luck Saturday.
Yes, appreciate it. All right, well, next on Quad Cities Live, we'll sit down with the representatives from Quad City Bank and Trust to talk about the company's commitment to kids in our community, especially when it surrounds the Bix.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Well, as we mentioned, the Arconic Junior Bix is happening this Friday, and for the second year in a row, Quad City Bank and Trust is supporting race registrations for children at Madison Elementary School in Davenport. Joining me now from Quad City Bank and Trust is Jennifer Stewart, Director of Marketing and Public Relations, as well as Jill Dubing, Community Development Officer at Quad City Bank and Trust. Ladies, welcome back, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kyle.
You both were here last year for the inaugural year of doing this. At the time, it was 5th and 6th grade students, but now, of course, the 6th graders are at the middle school now. So it was for graduating 5th graders that you provided them with registration for the Quick Bix.
Yeah, actually, we provided the registrations for all the students at Madison Elementary
All
School.
of them, okay.
All the students.
All
and
of
then,
them.
yes, and the 5th grade students were the ones that received the free shoes upon their graduation.
right.
So
Yeah.
it was a fun opportunity to bring in Running Wild, and we did fitting for the shoes.
Yes.
And
Yeah, so last year we did the 5th and 6th grade right at their graduation after they were done, which was really fun. And then this
I
year,
bet.
the same with the 5th graders. It was really fun to be part of that.
Yeah, in this year, the 5th graders had a lot more variety to choose from because it wasn't just a couple of colors. I mean, you all gave them the opportunity to choose their own color.
Right, yeah, it was fun. And it was fun watching them. And some of them changed their mind after they chose and then go back, can I change my mind? So that was fun watching that.
Yeah, we're seeing some photos of the shoe fittings happening there. So what a great way to support kids in our community. Why did Quad City Bank and Trust feel the need to get involved in something like this?
Sure. We really pride ourselves on being community oriented. Jill and I were just talking about how lucky we are to work for an organization that is so focused on the community, and we get to do really fun things like this.
Yeah.
We wanted to support a school in our local neighborhoods. It just felt like a great fit to provide the race registrations for kids at Madison, who the BIX runs right through their backyard.
Sure. I mean, they
So-
probably have seen it their whole childhood.
Exactly. Well, some haven't. I think we learned that some haven't as
Really?
well. So
Okay.
we've been at the school quite a lot, talking to parents, kind of promoting the registrations in a variety of different roles. Jill,
Yep.
could-
We focus a lot on Madison because of the neighborhood it's in and our partnership with United for Schools. But we also, a lot of our other nonprofit partners, Junior Achievement, Big Brothers Big Sisters, Girl Scouts, we partner with a lot that we really focus on Madison, but this opportunity with the Bigs was a great fit, and we're super excited to do this. And this year we added a fun run, and Jen has a good story about that.
I was going to say, tell us more about that, because you got to essentially bring the BICs to their field day at the end of the school year.
We did. It was a
that's
lot of
awesome.
fun for everybody involved. We had about 25 volunteers from Quad City Bank and Trust, and that's been fun for us to just really watch employees of the bank just wrap our arms around the school as well. We've been there so many times. We have kids that come up and give us high fives, and we recognize little faces and things. So Running Wild provided the big finish line, the blow-up finish line, and music, and all the kids had race bibs, and they got to race around their field and have an actual race. There was differing lengths of the race for different ages of kids, so it was a riot.
I mean, talk about putting yourself in the community. You know, you talk about, we support the community, but you actually get out in the community and show that support by being there for those kids. And I gotta imagine, I mean, this probably gives these kids an opportunity to experience running and kind of promote healthy habits for the future.
Absolutely. And that's what you saw that day. I mean, there's some kids that clearly run, but and some that really love it, and some that not as much. But it's exposing them to more. But Jen has a funny story about the race. You know, when you go to run through that, a lot of these kids have never seen something like that.
We had a finish line, and it had a Velcro part in the middle of it, so you can break the finish line, and then it can be re-adhered for each group that goes, so it didn't actually break. And so many of the kids got to the finish line, and they put on the brakes. They said, they didn't quite know what to do.
They didn't want to get caught.
Because each grade was done different. I mean, different times throughout the day,
so they didn't
see the other kids.
So Michelle During, obviously director of the Bigs, who does an amazing job, by the way.
She certainly does.
She was there with us that day, and she was demonstrating to the children how to run through
Here's
it
how
and
we
break
do it.
It was a lot of fun, just things like that we take for granted that these kids, you know, maybe they'd never run in a race. Like, I know I never had the chance to break the finish line.
Right? So, well, you know, speaking about, you know, giving these kids the opportunity, I mean, a lot of these kids, some of them, they probably don't know what it's like to get a brand new pair of shoes that actually fit. So talk about your experience just seeing, I can imagine the expressions on these kids' faces when they're getting this brand new pair of shoes.
Well, some of them don't believe the size that Running Wild tells them, you know. But it's cool to see them. And I asked some of the kids, have you ever been fitted like this before? And they're like, no. And I'm not sure you see that a lot in stores anymore, where they're fitting them down to exactly what size they are.
I was saying, you know, my kids, their feet grow so quickly, especially young ages like that. So we hope that it provided a little bit of swagger for the kids at the end of the year.
I like that, a little bit of swagger. The kids like their swag.
Oh, because I think everybody likes their swag, right? But just something nice to set them up well for those who are running in the race. Hopefully it'll make them run a little bit faster and feel great as they go into summer in 6th grade too.
Yeah, like walking on air or something like that, right? So talk a little bit more about the partnership you all have with United for Schools.
Sure.
Well, we're very lucky to be part of this. You know, when they came to us and talked to us about what was going to go on with United for Schools, the first two schools, Madison was one, the one on the Iowa side, and they're Title I schools that have the most need, basically. And so we started really focusing on Madison, and they do so many things. I mean, they have people on site at the school that are there every day, all day, that coordinate all the community partners. And then they have somebody at the United Way that oversees all of those. There's 5 schools now. So that started us really thinking about how we can coordinate more. And we're just supporting. I mean, the school, Brian Barr and all of her staff and teachers are amazing. I mean, they just, what they do every day is amazing. And so, you know, they work really well with us and are very flexible.
A lot of other community volunteers for a lot of different activities as well. So, yeah, we're fortunate to be a part of it and be able to support one small piece.
And United for Schools is making a huge difference already.
They certainly are.
It's amazing, and we're just very blessed to have that going on in the Quad Cities. So
yeah, sounds like a great partnership, and we're looking forward to hearing what you all have for the future as well. So again, the Arconic Junior Bigs is happening this Friday at 6 p.m. outside the Quad City Times building in downtown Davenport. And as Michelle was saying in the last segment, there's still plenty of time to register, and you can do that at big7.com. And for more information on the United for Schools program, you can visit unitedway.org/UnitedForSchools. And of course, if you would like more information on becoming a member of Quad City Bank and Trust, or to take a look at the other resources they provide for the Quad Cities community, visit them on the website on your screen. That's qcbt.bank. Ladies, thank you both for joining us today, and what a great thing you're doing for the Davenport community.
Thank you so much.
Yes, we appreciate it. Well, coming up next on Quad Cities Live, Fleet Feet has a big footprint at the Quad City Times Big 7. What's new this year and how you can join in on Bix-related celebrations.
Quad Cities Live is sponsored by Fleet Feet. You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Helping Quad Cityans conquer goals at every level, on every surface, and at every distance with personalized solutions, inspiration, and knowledge. That is the goal at Fleet Feet Davenport, which has been a vendor for a decade now at the Quad City Times Big 7. Co-owners Phil and Jackie Young are joining us once again in the studio ahead of another exciting Big 7 road race. Phil and Jackie, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
I mean, I'm sure you both are very, very excited.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be a big week.
It is going to be a big week. And for you, Phil, I mean, 10 years with Fleet Feet, you know, you've been a big vendor at the Expo, but you've been running this race for quite a bit more, right?
Yeah, this will be 25, I believe.
You're 25,
quarter of a count, but 25 times. So.
25 times. Yeah. I mean, how does it feel to be a part of this each and every year?
It's cool. I mean, it started for me. I ran my first Bix when I was 11 with my mom. And then, like, kind of fast forward just a couple years ago, our oldest daughter ran her first Bix with my mom again. Yeah. So kind of a fun thing, just kind of through the years. But it's been a core thing that we're doing every summer.
It's a tradition. I mean, you create these family traditions along the way, and you keep coming back. I mean, we keep calling it a legacy, and I truly do think that's what it is. So let's talk more about Fleet Feet, Jackie, because this is a nationwide store. I think this is more than 170 locations, but it's really important to point out. You two own Fleet Feet Davenport. This is locally owned and operated. So tell us all about what you do at Fleet Feet, because we were kind of talking about getting the right fit of your shoe. That's something you guys do right there in the store.
Absolutely. Yep. We love having customers come in and we find out kind of what they're wanting to use the shoe for. We take them through a very thorough fit process, which includes a 3D imaging of their feet. We do a really nice interview. So yeah, again, asking what feels good, what doesn't feel good, any injuries that they've had, other kind of preferences of what feels good and what doesn't. And all of that kind of culminates into 3 really great recommendations of some shoes that they can try. There's other tools in the store that can help people be comfortable and successful, like socks and insoles. So yeah, it's just a very interpersonal experience. We like to, give people that one-on-one attention and really listen to what they need and what they want. And I think that makes such a big difference in the success that they have.
Definitely, and it helps prevent injury. I mean, something as little as having a shoe that fits, I mean, that can help prevent an injury.
Absolutely, 100%. Yep. Just like a shoe that's a size too small can make a big disruption and really set you back. So it's important to get scanned, to get measured every time you get a new pair of shoes.
And you two, you really, immerse yourself in the community, because you have events that go on every year, including a running club every week, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's bigger than retail for us.
Yeah.
We're in the store. We have a team in the store daily helping people find the right equipment. But beyond that, we're helping people reach their goals. Whether it's getting moving to a first 5K, you know, training towards an event like the BIX, running the Quad Cities Marathon for the first time, or just finding a new community to be a part of. You know, on Wednesday nights, we've got a run downtown that's just kind of a come one, come all. And those are really cool moments to just know that you've got that weekly, you've got that meetup, that commitment, and you make a new friend and be a part of something bigger.
Yeah, and you also do a bunch of different other fun races throughout. I mean, that's the thing with these races in the Quad Cities. It's more than just a race. It's fun. You know, you have all these. Were you as part of Coco Beano? Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, there's been an evolution there, but it seems like most of the big moments, and BIX has become its own holiday, but most of the big moments in the racing community are around holidays. Like, you know, you think of St. Patrick's Day race. You think, I mean, the Zombie Run, which has kind of been the evolution of Coco Beano. Yeah, I mean, there's Pumpkin Dash. I mean, you pick like. You know, we've got the Quad Cities Running Festival on Memorial Day, but those are moments where people they want to celebrate, they want to be together with friends and family, and so we use, you know, physical activity as kind of a rallying point around those moments. Yeah,
we were just talking with Quad City Bacon Trust about donating shoes to kids, and you both do that as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we partner with the nonprofit Shoes for Kids, and we hand out thousands of shoes to kids in the area. We are usually contacted by the administrator, the nurse, kids that are in need, and so we process that kind of all summer long, and then we're partnering with ASICS this year to fulfill in that, and then we pass them out typically around Quad City Marathon time. But it's such a pleasure, and it makes such a big difference to those kids and just them feeling equipped to take on something new or try something for the first time, and they don't feel self-conscious about it. They feel like they're ready and happy to be on their feet, which is just why we do it.
Yeah, and you know, I think a lot of times that, you know, we all take a pair of shoes for granted. I mean, to us it's just a pair of shoes, but the kids, I mean, that could just change their whole day and get them interested in running. So obviously, BIX is what we're talking about here this week. So you're a big part of the expo coming up Thursday and Friday. So I think that you got your debut in some swag, right?
Yeah, we got some fun
drip.
stuff.
Drip is Kevin Phelps reminded me.
Yeah, wow,
that's the new word for swag, according to Kevin. So.
Yeah, we've got a lot of fun planned.
Look at that.
It kind of starts. Yeah, there's some new gear that we're doing. You'll see those Thursday night. We've got some like running club members that are have qualified for the finals at the Brady Street Sprints. So you'll see them out there first. Yeah. You'll see them in the expo. We've got a lot of other fun, cool merchandise that we've partnered with Hoka to produce.
Yeah,
here we go. Here's a shirt.
So you got the shirt.
This is a Hoka shirt. That's the local design to represent the BIX.
Yeah.
I would like to say it says uphill both ways because it is.
Yes, it is.
So
it's not just Brady, let me tell you.
So Hoka's been amazing to partner with, and they're going to make a big impact with us at the expo. But a lot of their merch is what we've designed and co-branded, and we're going to be opening it up for the public to snag over the expo.
All right, so head down there to the River Center here both Thursday and Friday, and then you're also celebrating, of course, Thursday night, right?
Yeah, so we've got a party where we've got a ton of partners that are helping us, but Hoka, we'll be there with Hoka. We'll be at the Last Picture House downtown. Thirsty Vaquero, which is a fun new local entrepreneur, created a really neat beverage, and then Element is kind of a fun electrolyte drink that a lot of runners have found. So anyway, we've kind of teamed up. We're throwing this big party on Thursday night, kind of after the sprints.
Yes.
So that wraps up. You just head down a couple blocks. Free drink, free pizza, all kinds of prizes, kind of door prize, raffle stuff as you head in. We'll have a DJ there. We're hoping it'll be 80 degrees, cool down, a couple clouds.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah, so we'll be on the rooftop. If it's awful, we'll be inside. So we've got all kinds of plans to pivot, but it's going to be a really fun night. And it's just the whole week's a celebration, so we just like to pump it up.
It really is. Yeah, you're getting that motivation going into Saturday. So yes, as Phil mentioned, rain or shine. So if it does get a little dicey as far as storms goes, we can take that party inside. And then on BIX itself, Devon's complaint department, you're having the cheer zone again.
Yeah. So we gather with anybody who calls himself a part of the Fleet Feet Running Club. So we'll be meeting down there ahead of the race. Place to stash gear, use the restroom, whatever. Yeah. We'll take a big group picture that you're seeing there, and then afterwards, during the race, friends, family, whoever's not participating, that it's kind of a rallying point. There's about 400 meters to go in the race, so it's a good spot to get a good view of your loved ones or whoever finishing up, and then we just kind of you know, we do the post-race party at the Bix, but then people kind of leak out downtown, whether it's to 2nd Street or coming to see us at Armored Gardens in Devens. That's where we'll be hanging, and everybody's welcome. So.
Yeah, just come down and cheer on the runners as they get to that last sprint to the finish line. Well, if you'd like to learn more about Fleet Feet, including training programs, race calendars, and other resources, you can head to the website fleetfeet.com, and you can also follow them on Facebook at Fleet Feet Davenport. Phil and Jackie, as always, thanks for joining us, and have a lot of fun here over the next several days.
For sure, yeah, and good luck on your race.
Yes, I'm going to need it. I'm a little rusty. I'm trying to get back into it. I need to join one of those runs on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, come on over.
All right, well, coming up in the second half of Quad Cities Live, have you looked at what's inside your wallet recently? Well, we will sit down with our financial contributor on the do's and don'ts of what you should have in your wallet. And if you discover your Putnam Museum membership in your wallet, maybe plan a trip soon to see what's new. We have a preview of new exhibitions going on right now and a look at the vault. Well, if you're like me, you cannot go anywhere without this thing. But what should and shouldn't you have in your wallet? Our financial contributor, Heidi Hugheskamp-Collins from HHC Investment, joins us now with her expert advice. Heidi, thank you so much for joining us today.
Good to be here, Kyle.
You know, this is something that I guess I really never thought about, and then I learned you were coming on, and I'm like, you know what? I've done a lot of don'ts in my days. So let's start with the basics. You know, a lot of you have a wallet. I guess these days we don't really carry cash as much, but some of us still do carry cash. So how much cash should we keep in our wallet?
Kind of the rule of thumb, don't carry more than you can afford to lose.
Okay.
You know, because it's so easy to do so. Now, we've talked on the show before, you know, I've said when we're talking about going shopping that you should take cash with you to kind of alleviate the possibility of going overboard.
Sure, yes.
So if you're going to the grocery store, take the cash.
Okay.
But if you're not going to make a stop like that, keep the cash at home. Use your debit card, use your credit card for any little incidentals that you need.
Okay.
I was kind of surprised. I did some research, and the average person carries $67 in cash in their purse or wallet.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So enough for me to get a soda upstairs or some M&Ms or something like that. So I purposely don't carry much cash to avoid that. And I try not to use my debit or credit card because, like you said, a lot of times people have that and they just swipe, swipe, swipe.
Right.
So what's your advice on credit and debit cards?
Yeah, you know, have a debit card. And then as far as credit cards, some people carry way too many. My kind of rule of thumb is, you know, you could have more credit cards, but leave them at home.
Okay.
Take the most credit cards you should have is 2 or 3.
Okay, all right.
So, and you should have different kinds, like have a MasterCard or Visa, and then have a Discover or an American Express. So have different types. If you've got other credit cards, keep them at home.
Okay.
And another important thing, do this now, you know, before you forget. Make copies of your credit cards.
Oh, I hadn't thought of
So
that.
front and back.
Yeah.
So you have that and file that in your important papers. So if you do, you know, lose one of them, you can report it right away.
Okay, yeah, that makes total sense.
Don't take a picture of it on your phone. Don't do that.
Because you know how it is. You take a picture and you're like, oh, I'll remember this, and then you forget about it, and then you know you got to go years back and scroll. And
well, not only that, if you lose your phone, someone's going to have your credit card information.
All that good stuff. So why do you suggest having different types of credit cards? You know, the Visa, MasterCard, you know, American Express. Why is it important to have the different types?
You know, it's interesting. Your FICO score, your credit score. When you have a different type of mix of cards, your score is better. It calculates better.
All right. Well, there you go. So obviously, one important thing that you always have to have is your driver's license. So is that a do or a don't?
That's a do.
That is a do. Makes sense.
Always carry your driver's license. A lot of people, what they've started doing is taking a picture of their driver's license on their phone and then carrying that. That's not legal in all states. So if you get stopped in some states or have to show identification, that you might end up getting a ticket.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, make sure you have it in your wallet or your purse or what have you. Always have it on you at all times.
Right.
So, yeah, you'll stay safe that way. All right. So one thing that I definitely don't have in my wallet that I really need to do is emergency contact information. I guess that's something that you don't really think about, but that's obviously very important to have.
Very important for a lot of different reasons. You know, if you get in an accident, you know, and for, you know, maybe your credit card's not there or your driver's license with your address or something. You want an emergency contact if you're in an accident. And also, if your wallet gets lost or stolen, you want to, you know, you're hoping a good Samaritan is going to return it to you.
Which I feel like that there's more good people out there that do that. We hear
Yes.
these stories all the time. I see it in like the Facebook groups, you know, the community Facebook groups. Like, hey, if so and so's in this group, I found your wallet. Like, let's get this back to the owner. Which we love hearing stories like that.
Yes.
All right, another one I was telling you before the show. I'm very guilty of, and I'm actually ashamed to admit, but for many years, I was carrying my Social Security card, and when I say it out loud, I'm like, why was I doing that? That's a
Kyle,
big don't, right?
Yeah, it's a big don't. And Kyle, you're not alone.
Yeah.
A lot of people do that. And but you know, if you lose your credit card or your debit card, you can get that replaced. You can
Yes.
get that frozen, you know, and take care of it so you're protected. But if you lose your Social Security card and that number gets out, you're in a world of hurt. That's a
Yeah.
lot more serious. So keep that at home. You know, memorize it.
Yes, definitely. That's something I have done.
And keep it at home in a safe place.
Yes, most definitely, because not only can you get your identity stolen, obviously that's the big one, but I mean it's a very fragile card, and again, it spent years, you know, when I was a teenager to I don't even know how long, but it spent years in my wallet and just took on the wear and tear. And finally, something got in me, and I was like, okay, I need to take this out and put it in a safe place so that it doesn't get damaged. So $67 is the average amount of cash. So you recommend having that amount in your wallet?
You know, I'll tell you, I'm like you. I've got about $5 in my
Yeah.
in my wallet because I don't really carry cash. But that's just the average. The Federal Reserve did a study, and the Federal Reserve is saying the average person keeps that much.
Very interesting. Well, good insight from you. And if you would like more information on the services that Heidi offers, or to get in contact with her, pardon me, you can visit hhcinvestments.net. And a reminder, you can see all of our segments, very useful segments, by visiting kwqc.com and clicking the tab for Quad Cities Live. Heidi, as always, thank you so much for your expertise and advice today.
Good to be here.
Yes,
Thanks.
we appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Well, next on Quad Cities Live, The Vault is now open at the Putnam Museum, and it's part of a project 10 years in the making. We'll get a preview next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
If you are looking for something fun and maybe a little different to do with the kids as summer winds down, check out the many exhibitions happening right now at the Putnam Museum and Science Center in Davenport. And as always, Scott Peak, Vice President of Marketing and Guest Services at the museum, is joining us now in studio with a preview of everything that we need to know. And we're going to talk about a very interesting trip that you got to go on as well. Scott, we appreciate you being here.
Of course.
We've got a lot of real estate to cover, so let's first talk about an exhibition that we have going on right now. We've got about a month left. And it is called the Sacred Places. I was going to say species, but Sacred Places. So this is going on through August 24th.
Yeah. So it is an exhibit that explores the idea of human need for sacred places. And in doing so, it kind of goes through a dozen or so sacred places from multiple religions all around the world.
Oh, wow.
And then it has kind of a younger teenage sort of person for each, and they sort of explain why it's important to them and how they worship and how they do different things, and it's quite extensive. It takes some time to get through.
And I think it's very cool that it has kind of a teenager's perspective that you can kind of relate it and pull those kids in.
Right.
As you come in. All right. So obviously the big thing that's been happening at the museum is the Vault.
Yes.
It's finally open. It's been open for a few days now. So talk a bit more about that, because this has been many years in the making.
Yeah. So about 10 years ago, they kind of did a study and started a master plan that was kind of the revamping of the entire museum, called the Putnam Reimagined. And this is kind of the pinnacle, we call it the crown jewel of the project. So we've been doing things for years, and this was kind of the last piece to open.
Okay, so talk more about the Vault. I mean, we're seeing some of the pieces here. I mean, this shows a lot of the artifacts that you have at the museum that maybe some people haven't even seen before.
Right. So the Putnam has about 250,000 items in the collection, and about 2-3% of that has ever been on display at one time.
Yeah.
So what this allows for is an open storage concept where you can see more like 10 to 12% of it
Wow.
on display.
That's a big jump.
Yeah. I mean, and again, if you were to go there right now, the shelves aren't 100% full, but they will be over the next 6 to 9 months. So if you don't go right away, that's okay, but we'd love for you to go multiple times and check out something different each time.
Right.
Because once it's full, it's almost going to be overwhelming.
Yeah, and you're giving people an experience to kind of go behind the scenes at the museum and pretend they're actually an employee and see it through an employee's perspective.
Yes, exactly. So, I mean, it is true storage. Unlike a normal exhibit where it's curated specifically, you're going to be able to just see tons of things. Very often you will see, especially this year, people working in there, placing things, looking at how we care for objects and all that sort of thing as well.
And so people can choose between, what is it, seven different jobs?
Oh, that's a different thing.
Oh, that's a different thing.
That's a different thing. Yeah, you're getting a little ahead of yourself.
Yeah, I guess I am.
No, that's fine. So in the vault, that's that. But then one of the new things that's part of the Putnam Reimagined is called Imagine Yourself.
Imagine Yourself, that's right.
So there's a little kiosk at the beginning, and you pick one of 7 kind of museum-related jobs.
Oh, yes, okay.
And then you can go through the entire museum and scan in at these different stations throughout, and then you see that exhibit through the lens of that particular job.
Okay, gotcha. So that's just one of the many things that you can do. You got to check out this Putnam Reimagined because, like you said, I mean, you're used to having 3% of all your artifacts on display, and now that's jumped to 10 to 12. So that's what a neat experience. And speaking of experiences, you may have noticed, what is this thing on the table? So this is a dinosaur bone. I'm going to let you handle it because we all know how that goes. So we talked on the show, I don't know if it was last time or maybe a couple of times ago.
I think it was last time, yeah.
That back in, what was it? What month was it? May?
So it was it's fine. I don't even know what day it is today. So it was end of June.
End of June.
End of June. We went on a week-long dinosaur expedition out in Lusk, Wyoming, remote Lusk, Wyoming.
Remote Lusk, Wyoming.
And we are digging up this Triceratops to bring back to the Putnam.
That's incredible. So we're looking at some of the photos from that trip. How long were you guys out there?
So we were out there a week. You can see that one that's on screen right now. It's actually the one that's right here in my hands. But, oh, there I am.
There you are, yep.
That's the rib bone. It's kind of covered up by the capture. But I found this rib bone. That's kind of a big, exciting moment.
The rib bone.
The rib bone, that's mine, but yeah, we were out there in, so the campsite was very remote.
Yeah.
Kind of, let's put it this way. The restroom situation was,
oh, look at that though.
A room with a view. Let's put it that way.
Yes, I would say so. Speaking of views, I mean, look at the campsite there with the stars out there.
That second tent there, that's the one that I was staying in. So, and so we were remote, although we did have gourmet food.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. This chef from the Fort Collins area.
Really?
Who their chef is, and she was kind of a treat to have around. And but yeah, so we went out and we found 32 bones.
32.
At the site. But it's not done.
It's not done yet.
So every time you found a bone, you had to extend the perimeter of the dig by another 3 feet.
Okay.
So if you found something like this, you'd just be digging along, and then you tink, 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 find this guy in the ground, and then you'd have to, dig around it, but then add another 3 feet to the site. So when we were done and left, this is where we needed to extend the site. So hopefully there's a lot more out there for us to find.
And very soon, you'll be doing a lot more in the years to come with this. I know you got another trip coming up, but Scott's been on the show so many times. He knows how this works. Usually we end the 6 o'clock news with hellos, but he got hellos from this dino expedition in Wyoming. So we'll leave you with that. Thanks so much for watching.
Hello, Quad Cities.
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 Hello, Quad Cities. Quad Cities.
Hello, Quad Cities. Hello, Quad Cities.